Testing, testing, one, two, three. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another showing of the Valor Racing League on YouTube. My name is Slade Graven, and today is take number 2, if you will, of the Empire State 100 at Watkins Glen for our Speedway Collective National Series. We say take 2 because last week we started and got about 4 laps in and had a major server collapse, unfortunately, which has caused us to postpone to tonight, which hopefully we can get this race in. A lot of these guys are very excited, except for one driver. Who will not be making the race tonight, who qualified very well, which, as you see on your screen, number 99 of Josh Blicky in this series. But for our series, that is Kilt Like Jason. He will be starting on pole tonight. And if you remember last week, the number 9 of Coach Matt was on pole. Coach Matt, unfortunately, could not make tonight's race. He was very hectic on getting the race in last week. Unfortunately, we just couldn't with the servers. And he was not able to make tonight. So everybody on the inside row, third on back, will move up a spot, which puts Kilt Like Jason on pole with his 107.581, a whole 2.5 tenths slower than one of Coach Matt. And that is actually a 10.5 slower than the second place car, who will be starting second, of Ty Hazard, who is has a lot of work to do. He has to get the top 16 in the standings. Right now, I believe he's 19th. And he has to show up for every other race. So our policy is you can miss 3 races a season. Well, his first race was the 4th race at Kentucky. So he has a lot of work to do to get there, but everything is possible here. But as invites are soon to be sent, and we're almost, actually, might be able to join the lobby here now. Oh, no. Gotta wait a little bit. No worries. So with starting order tonight, we're going to go over it. Coach Matt was on pole, but he will no longer be. So on pole now is the number 99 of Kilt Like Jason, as you see on your screen. And starting on the outside of him is Ty Hazard in the 7. Row 2 brings the number a weight of 8 strikes in the... Oh, excuse me. Okay. Row 2 actually brings the number 4 of Robbie Racing and the number a weight of 8 strikes. Row 3 brings the number 44 of Runner Roads and the number 39 of Cyber K Bionic. Both are Destroyer Motorsports cars. Row 4 brings the number 21 of L. Griggs, the number 19 of Brennan. Closing out the top 10, you have the number 92 of Jocko and the number 8 of McLovin. Row 6 brings the number 54 of Koala alongside the number 66 of Bertster, who's had an outstanding season so far. Row 7 brings the number 89 of Expert Sniper and the number 74 of Billy Holcomb and number 89 of Expert Sniper. Row 8 brings the number 68 of NASCAR Extreme and the number 10 of Red Leg Racing, both Peach State Motorsport teammates. Row 9 brings the number 61 of Joker and the number 78 of Easy. Closing out the top 20 and the cars that did qualify, the number 13 of Caleb Hunt and the number 51 of Ride the Tornado. And making his first start in the season so far, KD35700 will be starting in the rear. P21 or he's 21st. Excuse me. Yes, he is 21st tonight. And number 5, Toyota Supra for the Here to Win esports team that is owned by Mike RPM. 21 cars tonight. Unfortunately, Coach Matt, like we said before, had the pole and was very excited for this race. Will not be able. Oh, never mind. I stand corrected. Coach Matt was able to make it. He had a basketball game which he thought would end a lot later than he did, but he was able to make the race. So we do stand corrected. Coach Matt is starting on pole, so everything that we've said about starting lineup here in the past few minutes, just ignore that. Everybody I said on the outside stays there. Everybody I said on the inside will move a spot back, and the number 9 of Coach Matt will take pole position as he got last week. And, you know, he's very excited to make tonight's race. We are waiting on one more driver, and we'll be good to go. We'll take a quick break. Alright, we are now good to join after that very long wait. One driver was having trouble getting in and ended up not being able to actually get in at all. So that we are going green here. Now have one pace lap, about 65 miles an hour around the Watkins Glen International Raceway. As they go through the S's here, drivers are getting into their starting positions. As you see, doesn't appear any lobby lag at the moment. The number 9, we have some test cars in the field. Just waiting on, where's number 9 come through the field. He's slowly making his way. Coach Matt having trouble getting through here as he goes 3 wide through the bus stop. There he comes. He will choose the inside or the outside here. Looks like he'll take the inside going into turn 1, which is the right-hand lane, and teammate Ty of Hazard. This team here, the Montgomery Motorsports team, has probably been the most consistent in the Speedway Collective National Series, along with the Here to Win esports team owned by Mike RPM. Owner of the Montgomery team is Coach Matt, of course, as he has he's the only team owner to be a dual roster driver. So this should be a fantastic camera here with the winding laps down, as these drivers all were very consistent when it came to pace, as the entire top 10, or I believe it was top 8, was only separated by a few tenths, about half a second. Stage 1 is only 9 laps. We'll have 8 to go when we come back here as we come across the final turn at Watkins Glen. Coach Matt, pole setter, will take us to green. In the restart box, we are underway here at Watkins Glen. Matt clears teammate Ty Hazard here as the 08 goes into turn 1. Oh, he sends it into the 9. There are nearly 3 wide already for first as we got a car around in the back. Matt able to take the lead as he does. Ty Hazard second, strikes back to third. Down to the bus stop. Matt has about a 3/10 second lead. Oh, the 08 overdrives it again, but he clears the 7. An amazing pass by Ace Strikes. Would almost thought it was going to be brutal. Thought we had a big wreck into the bus stop, but Ace Strikes with an amazing pass, making a bunch of moves. Now into the second position. Trying to see that was around. It appears the 13 of Caleb Hunt had a pass through there through the bus stop. And it appears we have a caution. Appears 13 of Caleb Hunt. He is very separated. 61 Joker Smoker. 89 of Sniper. Seeing who else just looks like they're separated here from the rest of the pack. Easy E in the 78 appears to be very separated. 54 of Koala. All these guys look like they might have had some contact there. But great battles already through the race, as we saw Ace Strikes make an aggressive move through the bus stop. One of the only times that I, as a driver and broadcaster, have seen a pass successfully go through the bus stop on entry. So fantastic job by Ace Strikes in the 08 here, as he started third, is already up to second. But you know, Ty Hazard's going to put that in his memory. He's going to realize, he's going to remember what how aggressive the 08's being, and he might use that later in the race. Let's go back underway here. Coach Matt leads us to green once again. Ace Strikes on the inside. See how hard he drives it in here. Not really. Kind of conservative entry there. Coach Matt gets away. Oh, Ty Hazard loose off of turn 1. He will lose a lot of time to the top 2. Now side by side with Jason. Clears him. Everybody trying to get single file through the back of the pack. We only have now 4 to go as they're getting all jumbled up here through the long stretch into the bus stop. We have BBS Brennan, his onboard cam. Oh, Brennan, some contact with 39. Oh, Burster, excuse me. He has some contact. Oh, that sends the 8 around. The 8 of McLovin goes around in the bus stop. The 89's involved. The 13's involved. Major wreck. The 90 Mateo had to avoid it. No caution. Unfortunately, the 10 of Red Leg got caught up as well. It appears the 39 may have overdrove the corner, got into the 66, excuse me, of Birdster, overdrove the corner, got into the 39 of Cyber, him trying to save it, got into the 8 of McLovin. McLovin hit one of those bumps in the bus stop and sent his car spinning, collecting a few. But no caution came out. We saw McLovin go down pit road there. I guess he saw his stage already is over as we had one car hit the wall in turn 174 of Billy Holcomb there. Yeah, McLovin, he's down pit road looking to maybe pit here and stay out when the stage 1 ends. We already have 3 to go already. We'll go back up front to Coach Matt as he has a very good lead over the 7 of Ty Hazard, followed by 8 of A Strikes, 99 of Kilt Like Jason's one car. Ooh, looks like Ty Hazard has some trouble through the bus stop. He did, and he will get passed by Brennan, who is now 2nd. Jason now to 3rd. Ty Hazard is now 4th with A Strikes 5th. We had an onboard of... we had an onboard shot of Brennan here. Brennan was actually 6th. Here we're going to be on board Brennan. Brennan was 6th going to the bus stop. Oh, one car around. Jason the 99 having problems. One car around 92 of Jocko. Oh, the 90 goes around. Mateo, he goes around. A lot of guys are struggling to get around the track here today. Usually not what you see. We're going to go back here and look at this clip here of Brennan as we now have 2 to go in the stage. As Ty Hazard now doing the strategy well, he will be pitting. What happens is you see Brennan goes into the bus stop. It appears the 7 loses it in the bus stop. That collects the what appears to be the 08 of A Strikes. The 99 of Jocko had nowhere to go. And it appears we have our second caution of the race. Coach Matt will win stage 1. A very hectic and crazy start to Watkins Glen here tonight. Coach Matt will win stage 1. The rest of that order, Robbie Racing in the number 4 car, he will get P2 for that stage. Fantastic job by Robbie. Brandon will finish 3rd. A Strikes 4th. Cyber K Bionic in the 39. He gets 5th. Birdster 6th. L Griggs in the 21. He gets P7. Billy Holcomb P8. Joker Smoker in the 61. He'll get P9. And Kilt Like Jason, who had some troubles there, went around in with the second to last corner. He will finish 10th, salvaging his points. So Coach Matt appears to have the car to beat here today, but I would not count out Robbie, Brennan, A Strikes, all those guys. Jason had a struggling part there to end the stage, but he seems to be very fast. And looks like cars that stay out appears to be a good few, as Coach Matt will take us to green with Robbie Racing on his inside. Ooh, almost cut him off. Coach Matt, very aggressive turn. Oh, one car gets loose. That's the 44 of Runner Roads gets loose and gets into the 7 of Ty Hazard, and that sends the 7 spinning as he is still trying to reclaim his ground and get going. Oh, one car, 89 of Extra Sniper. Appears he got loose to the S's. He hits the wall. Does not spin though. We stay green. Very hectic. This is not going to be good here. Great onboard shot at 99 of Jason. These guys are almost double foul for several rows through the bus stop. Oh, Jason, very aggressive through the carousel. He knows he's a lot faster car than these guys, but he has to stay patient. Back up front here. Runner Road. Oh, one car around, it sounds. Heard a lot of contact. Trying to report that. Nothing on track. Burster, riding in the 5th position as we're going to go through our top 10 here. Coach Matt, another commanding lead. He rides in first. One car around, however. That 99F Jason again. It is 99F Jason. He appears to have a very fast car, but is struggling to put down consistent laps. As we go back up here, it appears that the 08 of, I believe that is the 08 of Ace Strikes. Yes, it is 08 of Ace Strikes. Right now rides P2. Robbie Racing in P3. McLovin, after having the incident early in the race, he sits P4 with Runner Rhodes P5. As we go back to Runner, it appears that Runner's P5. You have Burster in 6th. Oh, El Griggs, contact with the 92. He gets, also sitting with the 54 of Qual, nearly 3 wide here at Watkins Glen. And they are stacking up. We said Jocko rides P7. P8 right now belongs to the 21 of El Griggs. He's battling with the 78 of Easy E. Oh, Billy Holcomb sends a bunch of cars. The 74 missed his braking point and hit a lot of cars. 90 Mateo, 54 of Koala, 39 of Cyber, 19 of Brennan were all victims there. As we saw on your screen while we were going over that, the 66 of Birdster was stopped on track. It appears the 66 of Birdster got a course-cutting penalty, which caused him to stop on track. So they're here to win esports cars, struggling here at the Watkins Glen. We know they're fast, as Birdster once again has a mistake. One of El Griggs struggling to get going here, as he was in front of the 2 cars that you just saw. Trying to go to him. Here he is now, right in front of Brennan. Right now, riding in P8. Right now, we now have 6 laps to go in stage 2, as Coach Matt continues to lead with a very commanding lead, actually, over the number 08 of Ace Strikes. As you see these 2 going through the uphill S's. Riding in P3, though, a very good day as we try to find him. P3 actually now belongs to number 8 of McLovin, who is rebounding very nicely after a stage 1 incident. But P4, Robbie Racing, having a great run so far, the number 4 for the Red Eye Racing team. Right now, he's qualified I believe he was 5th, I believe. Right now, I'm running P4 as a great race car. Looking for a great day here today at Watkins Glen. He is from the UK, actually, one of our across-the-country friends here at the Valor Racing League. Right now running a P4, so very experienced with the road courses. There's right behind them Runner Rose, number 44. Now 5 laps to go, excuse me, in stage 1. We're going back to the rest of these cars here as Ace Strikes. Look at him real quick. Ace Strikes winner at Dover. Has had a pretty good season so far, actually a very good one. Oh, actually, as I say that, he gets loose off of turn 1 through the grass, saves it though. He will lose a spot to the 8 of McLovin, and if Robbie can get to him in time, Robbie looks like he might. No, Robbie's going to stay behind him, it appears, and yes, he will stay behind him and just ride. So McLovin now to P2, Ace Strikes to P3, P4 stays the number 4 of Robbie Racing. Back to these cars here. A few cars in this gap, as we saw right there. That is in 5th place, Runner Rhodes, now leaving the carousel. P6, Jocko, who finished 2nd at Dover to his teammate Ace Strikes. Had a very good season so far. Last year's truck champion. As you look here now, oh, 1 car around, it appears. Yep, Tyve Hazard might have had some contact as he hit the outside wall, excuse me, in exiting the carousel. He will lose a few spots. Qualified 2nd. He knows he has a very fast car. Same for the 2 wins. Oh, 1 car, 90. Mateo goes around trying to avoid it, and that's, oh, almost sends the 7 of Tyve Hazard into the barriers. 3 wide, Koala with a full send move. He'll pass 2 cars there. Oh, the Jason, he'll send the 7 and more contact. The 74 of Billy Holcomb had some contact with the 54 of Koala. All of that, plus the number 99 of Jason get into the 7 Carnage, and that will create the 3rd caution of the day ending stage 2, and with that crazy turn of events, Coach Matt will sweep the stages. Run down here for stage 2. Coach Matt will get the stage win. He'll win stage 2 right now, sweeping the race, getting the pole in both stages at the moment. Teammate McLovin will get P2. Robbie Racing 3rd. Runner Roads 4th. A Strikes fell to 5th there. Jocko 6th. Brennan, he will finish 7th at number 19. Cyber K Bionic will finish 8th. Number 9th goes to El Griggs, and 10th to Redleg, who rebounded very nicely after an early stage 2 incident. Key factors of the race so far appear to be, honestly, just keeping it on track and keeping consistent. Right now, it seems the most consistent driver on track are your top 3, Coach Matt, McLovin, and Robbie Racing. So that's your key to success here for tonight. It appears just to be keeping it on track and keeping consistent. As you have guys, go ahead and mention them. You have the number 66 of Burster, 99 of Jason, and the number 7 of Tyve Hazard, who are very fast drivers. Just cannot seem to stay out of trouble here. As we have a great view from Red Leg here as we go into turn 1, now into the S's. Oh, they're 3 wide, not what you recommend. That puts a 10 into the wall. He'll lose a few spots there, nothing you really do. Looks like the 60 Burster put it 3 wide there. With all of this, Coach Matt will lead, it appears. Actually, no, something happened to Coach Matt. He'll lose a few spots, actually. And with that, your leader is now the number 8 of McLovin. Tyve Hazard is now up to 2nd. Robbie Racing, and very impressive, still 3rd place. A Strikes 4th with Coach Matt in 5th. Did not have a good eye of what happened there, but Tyve Hazard up to 2nd, doing a great job. A little contact. As Koala, ooh, 3 wide. Koala making very aggressive moves today in that Twix number 54. Oh, a lot of carnage off of the final turn. A lot of cars pushed wide. As they're 3 wide into the turn 1, this is not going to work out. El Griggs, a very late breaking point, but he makes it work. As the 10 of Redleg misses his breaking point, he'll get in the 6 of Birdster. Essence Birdster way wide, battling with now teammate Jason and Redleg back there. A lot of craziness going on as we still have 22 laps to go at Watkins Glen, so we got a while here, folks. Going side by side through the bus stop is not what you recommend. Koala gave the spot back to El Griggs as they're still trying to save it as they go through there. Oh, Jason loose end of the carousel. Gets into teammate in the 66 of Birdster. One car really wide. That appears to be a 78 of Easy E. A lot of craziness going. We do not have enough cameras to patrol every battle. Every battle, there's a lot of craziness going on. However, we will go back up front, as I'm sure we've missed a lot up here. Oh, Coach Matt, as we switch to the 4 Robbie, Coach Matt with a very late breaking point, trying to pass the 4 Robbie. It does not work, and in fact, he might lose a spot to the 7 of Tyve Hazard, and he does. As right now, out to a commanding lead, a dominating lead, the number 8 of JCR McLovin. Number 8 for the Coach Matt Montgomery Motorsports team. That team appears to have having a great day so far. And it appears the caution is out once again here in Stage 3. First Stage 3, I believe, is the 4th of the night. Trying to patrol what happened there. Take a quick break here. We're going to go through the chat, see what's going on. But right now is JCR McLovin, number 8, Montgomery Motorsports team out front here at Watkins Glen. We're back. Seems to be a good bit of frustration through the field as a lot of guys struggling with the handling of their race cars in the front and towards the back around the entire field. So with a few pit stops, a few adjustments, hopefully it happens. But it seems a lot of cars stay out there because you have guys like Tyve Hazard, Coach Matt, Brennan, even McLovin now in the back. And yes, a lot of cars stayed out under that caution. And with that, Robbie will take the lead. Runner Road 2nd, Cyber 3rd, El Griggs 4th, and Koala 5th. As one car through the grass, that is Redleg. He will have to stop through for a corner cut. Robbie will assume the lead for the time being, as Runner will stay second. Cyber will now overtake the 21 of L. Griggs for third. As he gets to the wall, L. Griggs put in the wall by the 66 of Burster, and that's going to create a huge carnage. Through the S's, a major wreck. 54 Koala, 99 of Jason, 90 of Mateo. A major incident through the S's. See if we can get another replay on that. Wow, a very crazy incident. We don't have the best angle on it. But one guy who did not want to see that, and that is the number 4 of Robbie, who has had a fantastic night so far. Leads right now in his Red Eye Racing number 4. From my point of view, it looked like maybe the 21 went a little wide with some contact from the 66, and that sent him back flying into the pack through the S's. Not what you want to see here at Watkins Glen. Back underway here at Watkins Glen. Go to the front of the pack. Robbie leads, Runner in second. You have Cyber third, Burster fourth, Easy fifth. Easy E overshoots the corner. Luckily keeps it out. Oh, it's one car, very bad lag. Thursday at 21 is one car, Easy E loose and goes around and creating another major pile up. 54 of Koala, 99 of Jason, 61 of Joker, 74 of Billy Holcomb. That is another yellow. Sure, we have another view of that. A very hectic race happening so far here at Watkins Glen. As we will now restart once again here at Watkins Glen. Caution to the theme of tonight, unfortunately. As right now, Runner will assume the lead. Pierce 4 of Robbie decided to pit there, but it's now 2 Destroyer Motorsports cars, 1-2. Or the 7 of Type Hazard will get loose now. Looks like everybody keeps it clean for the most part. Oh, the 4 of Robbie gets slammed to the wall. 54 Koala, 90 Mateo. And another yellow, and that was Robbie, who was just leading the race moments ago, got slammed into the outside wall. Trying to see who that might have been. And we're trying to eye the suspect, and it could have been the 78 of Easy, the 21 of L. Griggs there. Did not have once again, did not have a good eye of that, but the Robbie Racing went for a ride there through the S's as he slammed the outside wall. As you know, guys are getting frustrated when more cautions out and more guys get frustrated. That's just how it is. But right now, we'll restart here once again. Runner Rhodes will take the green with teammate Cyberon is outside. Burster third. Fourth, Type Hazard. Fifth, Ace Strikes with sixth. NASCAR Extreme now up for the top 10. Ooh, one car. Billy Holcomb gets sent hard. Overdrove the corner with the 10-4 Billy Holcomb, and he will have problems, and he will lose a lot of spots with that. Great, but one car loose to the S's behind Bertster. It appears that here's the 08 of Ace Strikes. As Billy has problems, he is stuck on the outside wall. NASCAR Extreme, he went into this. Oh, one car around 13 of Caleb Hunt. Went through the grass, missed his bus stop, and had nowhere to go. The field avoided him, though, as we stay green. Robbie Racing will be on board here with him. We know he was fast-paced. He was just leading moments ago. Ooh, a little loose there, it appears. He saves it, though. Oh, Easy E just put the 90 in the wall. Now we'll send the 89 down pit road. Wow. Crazy events happening here. There's a lot of drivers struggling to get around the Watkins Glen International Speedway. Or National Raceway, excuse me. As now we have a new leader, Cyber K Bionic in the 39. As we now have 8 laps to go. Cyber leads. Runner Rhodes in second. Ty Hazard third. Oh, Runner goes wide through the bus stop, and he'll miss his corner and will lose a ton of spots there. Runner Rhodes in the 44, not a very good corner at all. He's able to get back on track, though, and he will fall in line. It appears to be the 7th position. Ty Hazard now runs 2nd. The 08 of A Strikes appears to run 3rd. McLovin runs 4th with Coach Matt and appears to be 5th. Excuse me, oh, that is actually Coach Matt in 3rd. Ty Hazard on the inside, an outside pass by Ty Hazard, and he makes it happen. Ty Hazard takes the lead in the 7, trying to go back-to-back. As he won at Kentucky 2 weeks ago, Cyber not going to make that easy. Cyber to the inside, Coach Matt contacted the 39. That's going to let the 7 get away. 7 laps to go now. As Ty gets up to a pretty good-sized lead here. Ty 2nd, as we said, Cyber 3rd. You have Coach Matt 4th, McLovin 5th, A Strike 6th with Burster in 7th. Sorry, Coach Matt 3rd, McLovin 4th, A Strikes 5th, Burster 6th. Runner Road 7th. So go through the bus stop. Oh, Ty, oh, excuse, it looks like the 7 missed his corner by a lot. Another mistake by the 7 of Ty Hazard, and with that killed the number 9 of Coach Matt. And a great avoidance by the 39 of Cyber. He retakes the lead. McLovin now to 3rd. McLovin, he has a very fast car as well. All of these Montgomery Motorsports cars have fast cars, just struggling to put their laps together. Ty now gets passed by McLovin in the 8. Six laps to go. Can Cyber get it done? He has never won a VRL event in his 2 full-time seasons. Let's see if he can do it. He's always been consistent. Road course is usually not his forte, but right now he leads with a charging McLovin behind him with 6 laps to go. Into the bus stop they go. Oh, the 8 sends the 39 of Cyber. He goes through the grass, and McLovin looks to take lead. Cyber gives the payback. He stores him up the track. That caused a major stack up as Cyber holds lead for now, and the 8 has a quarter panel on him. The 8 obviously not happy. I guess the 8 didn't know what happened there, but so we have here McLovin goes into the corner, Foles sends it, and the 39 are forced to concede as McLovin takes the lead. Coach Matt will now go to 2nd. Cyber now back to 3rd. Ty Hazard 4th with all this. 5th place, A Strikes is now within striking distance. Almost some contact between the 2 teammates. As Ty Hazard gets loose off the carousel, he will lose a lot more spots. He will now fall back to the 6th position. 4th place, A Strikes now catching 5th place, Burster. Back to our leaders. It's the 90 Mateo appears to have some problems. He appears he is DNF for the day. McLovin trying to step out, looking for his first win of the season. Coach Matt trying to get his 2nd, as he won in Atlanta just a few weeks back. Coach Matt giving it everything he's got in, quote, full sending his number 9 Chevy Camaro. As we now have 4 laps to go, McLovin increasing his lead. As we have a battle between the top 5, 3rd through 6th. As Cyber will lose spots, he will now go back to the 6th position. Ace Strikes to third, Burtster to fourth, Type Hazard. After getting loose off turn 1 a lap ago, he's now back up to fifth. Burtster turning around the 08 of Ace Strikes, making very aggressive moves. On board here with Cyber. Oh, Type Hazard makes another mistake there. He'll go wide, exiting the carousel. He will keep his fifth position, though. So we go side by side for the third position, Burtster and Ace Strikes. Both winners so far this season. Burtster being the best of the winners, having a great season. He's going to run off the final corner here as we now have 3 laps to go. It's side by side for the third position. Burtster on the inside, Ace Strikes on the outside. Ace Strikes fights hard, keeps it tight. But Burtster will prevail with the preferred line. Burtster down to third. Great pass by him. Ace Strikes falls in line into fourth. Type Hazard back to fifth. Ace Strikes got the grass there through the S's. Now let's Ty get to. Ty door checks the number 08 of Ace Strikes. That will send him back a ton. We'll lose about 2 spots there. He'll lose a spot to the number 7. And also a spot to the 39 of Cyber. So now back to 6 because Ace Strikes obviously not going to be happy about that. As one car, Coach Matt goes around. He was ghosted before any cars could get to him, but second place Coach Matt spins. Not what you want to see if you're Coach Matt. We'll lose a lot of spots there. Second place running at the time. He is now back here with the number 4 Robbie Racing, which unfortunately Robbie, it seems he's had some trouble through the third stage, and it appears he was leading at one point, but had to pit. As we go to our leader, the number 8 of number 8 of McLovin. Out to a commanding lead, but his car is behind him, very close. And you see there, Burtster. Gotta go to the 6.6 of Burtster. He runs in second. Type Hazard now third. Cyber Cabonic in fourth. With what appears to be Ace Strikes. Yes, it is. Ace Strikes in fifth. 2 laps to go here. Great battle for second is ensuing. 6.6 Burster, 7 of Type Hazard. Ty appears to be one of the faster cars on track, but is struggling to just put laps together. As Ty is coming on the outside of Burtster. Nope, he's going to look low now. Into the final corner. Can't do it. As some contact for fourth there. Cyber and Ace Strikes, they battle, but as we down the white flag lap. Brought to you by Speedway Collective. McLovin with an outstanding lead over 6.6 of Burtster. Looking to just take it home here for Montgomery Motorsports, excuse me. As Type Hazard giving it everything he has to try to catch number 6.6 Burtster for second. Ace Strikes in the background. He really wants to get to the 7 of Type Hazard for that contact that he gave him through the S's. Just 2 laps to go. With Cyber Cabonic keeping it consistent in the 5th position. Through the S's. Oh, Burtster has a mistake. He goes wide. Type Hazard able to close in. But with that, he's going to get a good exit here. And it appears they will stay that way, but as we come to the second and final corner, McLovin started mid-pack today, 9th position, but he'll finish first, and he will set himself for the playoffs. McLovin in the 8 will win at Watkins Glen in the Empire State 100. Fantastic drive by the 8 of McLovin here today. Kept it clean, had troubles in stage 1, was able to fight his way back to the front and win. As we go through our finishing order here, Burtster will finish second, Type Hazard third, Ace Strikes fourth, 5th belongs to Cyber Cabonic, 6th belongs to Brennan, very consistent day for him, 7th Runner Rhodes, 8th Coach Matt, who won everything but the final stage, pole in both stages. Robbie Racing 9th, Kilt Like Jason, who started 3rd, will round out your top 10. See if we get the rest of the results here. Frustrating race for a lot of guys. You guys like remember Robbie Started on, I believe he was P5. Led at one point, led a good bit of laps, about 6 laps here today. And unfortunately, cautions kept him in the back and could not fight his way back to the front. Get the rest of our order here. We will get McLovin, Bertster, and Ty in the booth here for interviews. Easy E in his 78, he'll finish 11th. Griggs 12th in the number 21, 10th red leg, or 13th red leg, excuse me. 14th Joker Smoker, 15th. It appears as NASCAR Extreme, 16th Jocko, 17th Koala, 18th Billy Holcomb, 19th Tornado, 20th Caleb Hunt, 21st Expert Sniper, and 22nd with a DNF will be the number 90 of Mateo, and that is your field for the night. All 22 cars. Like I said, a good bit of guys will most likely be frustrated after that one. That was a very tough race for a lot of guys. Fast lap of the race belongs to Coach Matt, unfortunately, with a 107.032. Fast lap we've seen all week, faster than qualifying. McLevin, Bird, and Ty we'll get here in a second. Just stay. Please make sure prod areas are set to allow. We will go third to first. Please stay seated. All right, as we go through our top 3 interviews today, we start with third place Ty of Hazard. Ty, very fast race car under you in that number 7 Montgomery Motorsports Chevrolet. Just seemed you struggled to some points in the track, and it costed you maybe some positions, maybe even a chance to win. Walk us through your race.
Yeah, kind of dejecting, honestly. It's just, I think most of it comes down to me not having much knowledge with custom setups and being a preset guy and still learning. But, you know, especially with a track like Watkins Glen where you've got to make the most of it and you have to be ready. And I clearly wasn't ready tonight, but stage 1 was sloppy. I couldn't get a good lap together. Same thing with stage 2. And then stage 3 was just really trying to survive and get through it. But the car was quick. I couldn't get a lap together to save my life. So it was just full of mistakes for me and very annoying, to be honest.
For sure, as Watkins Glen, a very tough track to put a few laps together, as there's a lot of parts on the track where you could hit a certain spot and it'll do something you don't expect or it shouldn't do, which causes a lot of havoc. But today's race seemed to be a battle of who could avoid the wrecks, who could survive, as a lot of guys seem to struggle with their race cars tonight. Do you think, as what you said, do you think that was just a lack of preparation, or do you think it was just people being on track with 22 other cars and not really practicing for that until today?
I mean, I think some of it might have been, you know, the fact that we do have 22 cars on a road course, and part of it could have been that I hadn't touched the track in a week until, you know, about an hour before the race. So I think some of it could have been that we all prepared to do it last week, and then when you kind of take that week off, you don't want to do it again. And then when you don't, you lose all the preparation that you had for last week because you kind of lose all your preparation, just nailing everything.
For sure, as what he's referring to, if you are not aware, last week we were set to go green, and last week was the scheduled date for the Empire State 100 at Watkins Glen, but server issues plagued us from that, and we had to postpone to this week. But yeah, and one thing I'm going to ask you as well, the Montgomery Motorsports team, very strong tonight, as McLovin, we talk to him soon here, as he won. You were able to finish third. Coach Matt got the pole both stages, but a late race mistake cost him a top 5 and a chance to win, putting him back to, I believe, the 8th position. So does this, even though it was a very crazy and hectic race, and, I believe everyone on the team had a certain point during the race where they got caught up in something or had something happen to them that sent them to the back. Is this a momentum builder for the team?
Yeah, I think other than the rough spots, I think we can kind of look at this as getting another double podium, and then having Matt, who had a really good car, and I think he and McLovin just they were going for the win, and they had to go for it. So I think other than that, we definitely have speed. I think it's just going to be putting races together, staying consistent, and working together. Really, I think if we do that, we definitely have 2 or 3 cars that could be potential winners every week.
For sure, this is a big week for y'all for owners points, as Coach Matt does not get Xfinity owners or National Series owners points. Say he does get the key, competes for the Cup owner points. But you, McLovin, and I believe it was Tornado, representing the owner points for the team in the National Series. Overall, very good day. Probably had the most points for a National Series team today. So nothing to keep your heads up on that part, but a strong 3rd place finish for you, Ty. Congrats on that, and thank you for your time in the booth.
Appreciate it. And to the 08, sorry, that was an accident. That was a mistake. Just no hard feelings.
Yep. Thank you, Ty, for your time. What he's referring to is we saw through the S's, it appeared that Ty got the curb and made some contact with the 08, sending strikes to 5th as where he finished, or 4th, excuse me, where he was able to rebound. As Ty just said, no hard feelings, hopefully. Good thing is, with strikes, he is a winner so far, so he is locked into the playoffs if he competes for 12 of the 15 races, which I believe he's only missed 1 so far. I believe he's 4 for 5 on that. But with that, we'll go to the 66 of Birdster, your 2nd place finisher, as we scroll to his car, which may take a while. There it is, as we go to Birdster. A rough start, it appeared. Had maybe the same issues Ty, maybe getting some jitters out, racing 22 cars. But we were able to fight your way back to a strong 2nd place finish and continue your points lead for the Speedway Collective National Series. What was your race? What did you think of your race? And let us know.
It was pretty good. It's just hard to get to the front without getting into trouble or get caught in somebody else's stuff. So I decided to just gamble and stay out as long as I could and stretch it, made it on fuel and tires, just staying ahead of everybody.
For sure, and I'll ask you the same question I asked Ty. A lot of cautions tonight, not what we expected. Usually the road course races you do see very clean, get single file quickly, but there were a lot of guys who were side-by-side, a lot of side-by-side through the bus stop and all that. Do you think it was just everybody being on track with this many cars on a road course for the first time, or do you think it was a lack of preparation? What are your thoughts on the events of today's race?
Probably just some people not used to being as close to as many cars on a road course. My take on it.
That's true, 22 cars on a road course, and guys, I believe we had qualifying, I believe the top 10 was all within half a second with each other, so very competitive, and I believe the same thing went through the entire field. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I believe 14th through 22nd was only, or I believe it was 12th through 20th was only separated by another second for that, so a lot of close racing. P2 tonight, I assume you're very happy about that, as right now the points leader, but also locked in, making a case for yourself to win the regular season championship. How do you think your seasons went so far?
It's went pretty good. Just misfortunes, a couple races, good bad breaks with cautions, and finishing second, third, stuff like that. But a pretty dominant season so far, and hope to continue my points lead.
For sure. Burster, thank you for your time in the booth, and congrats on the 2nd place finish tonight, and another great run to extend your points lead. Thank you for your time, and once again, congrats on your 2nd place finish.
Yep.
With that, next we go to the number 8 car of McLovin, picking up his first win of the Speedway Collective National Series season, and picking up much-needed points for that Montgomery Motorsports team when it comes to the owner's points. McLovin, do you have a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right, McLovin, fantastic drive tonight. Honestly, I said during the broadcast, it seemed that the Montgomery Motorsports cars, all other than Coach Matt, which I guess I may have jinxed him on it, seemed to have very fast cars. But just made a few mistakes here and there and would put you guys back a few spots. But you were able to come through and was near perfect when it mattered. But walk us through your race.
Yeah, the first two stages are very up and down with a lot of cautions, and I don't feel like, and myself included, anyone really ran a good race tonight from a competitor standpoint of giving each other room. But it was just an up and down race. That last restart, I restarted 13th and was able to work my way up there. I really do feel like crap right now because I had 2 laps in a row where I completely botched the bus stop, and I tried saving the car on the second one and got in the mat, and I feel really bad about that. But I'm glad I could get the win, but you hate getting it that way, you know. It leaves a sour taste in your mouth. Like, it's just, I don't know, man. That's kind of how I feel right now.
Is there, because I guess I missed as the broadcast, I believe we were focusing on the battle for 5th. So what happened with Matt? Because when we turned to Matt, he was spun around in the carousel.
So what had happened was he was about 6 or 7 tenths back, and I went and was taking the bus stop and got super loose, and the rumble strip got me, and my car was turning left into the infield part of the bus stop.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just trying to save the car, and when I went to save the car, he tried squeezing it in a tight area, and there was no room for him, and my wreck ended up costing him. So
I did not know that. We were
Yes,
at the time we were focusing on a battle, I believe for 5th between I believe it was Ty, Ace, and someone else. We turned and we saw the 9 spun around. So that's a fortunate events for the team, but obviously all y'all had a very good race for the team. As I asked Ty, does tonight's race build team morale as y'all go into tomorrow night? You, Matt, alongside Max Boost. Does this build team chemistry, and Taddy, excuse me, forgot about Taddy. Does this race tonight build team chemistry for tomorrow night, as you and, as I said, Coach Matt will run tomorrow night? Ty will not, but you'll have Max Boost, who is right now on pole for that race. Does this race build momentum as go to tomorrow night?
I mean, it could definitely help you get a rhythm and, kind of figure out the track a little bit more and get a little more practice in. But I feel like we already have pretty good team chemistry over there in the Cup side as well as the Speedway Collective National Series side. It's really coming together well. I'm very hyped to be teammates with Max Boost. That dude, as you know, is one of the best out there. And me and Matt have been really good teammates for a while now, and I'm glad we get to run together. I don't see any problems happening. I think tomorrow will be a way better race. At least I'm hoping so. But like I said, I'm glad I could get the win. It's just the circumstances of what happened the last few laps I'm not very happy with, but stuff happens.
You got that right. It does hate it when you mess up and get anybody, especially your teammate, team owner, whatever it might be. But on the bright side, I'm sure Matt's not too upset. He is already locked in, and you just locked yourself in, being the potential 3rd Montgomery Motorsports car to lock yourself into the playoffs if you compete in 12 of the 15 races and reach top 16 standings. We obviously have to say that every time we say someone's locked in, which, like I said, Ty Hazard, another great night, 3rd place finish. If he can get in top 16 standings and compete every other race this season, he will join you two for the winning in and into the playoffs. But thank you for your time in the booth, McLovin. Fantastic job tonight, piling that number 8 from 13th to 1st, as you said. Might not have got to win you way you want to, but a win's a win, and I think everybody knows it was an accident,
Yeah, man, that's I'm like I said, I just wanted to get out there. I'd never mean to get anyone, and I just was upset that my misfortunes cost him a great finish. But I mean, like you said, great overall race for the team in general. So I mean, we can't really be mad at the how great we ran tonight.
For sure. McLovin, thank you for your time in the booth. Driver number 8, Montgomery Motorsports Chevrolet, piloting it to a victory, his first victory of the season, and at VRL, locking himself into the playoffs. Thank you for your time. Congrats once again on your win. And with that, final thoughts on tonight's race. It was not a pretty one, as you guys probably could tell. A lot of guys making mistakes. We usually don't see mistakes happen, and just a lot of guys struggling with the track. I mean, 22 guys on track at a road course is not an easy task. A few guys did really well, and a good bit struggled. So these guys have 3 road courses during the season. I believe they're visiting, if I'm not mistaken, I want to say Mid-Ohio and the Indy Roval, if I'm not, I could be wrong about that. Let's go double check on their schedule, but another few road courses for these guys to go through, so we hopefully this was a good test race for them, but all in all, great win by McLovin, great job by the Montgomery Motorsports team tonight, and a great overall finish by those guys, battling especially 3rd through 5th and 6th. That was a fantastic finish. But anyway, that'll do it from us here in the booth and here at Valor Racing. Catch us tomorrow night at 8:25 Eastern Standard Time as the Pocono Raceway Cup Series heads to Watkins Glen International for the Big Apple 175 at the Glen. As I said, this is Sly once again. You will be hearing Jimster and Koala tomorrow night as we go for another night of Valor Racing League Racing. Thank you. Have a good night.